Hello students. In the last lecture of Electronics in Smart City Unit 1, that is Necessity of Smart City, we have seen Smart City philosophy, development of Asian cities, then megacities of India, current challenges. In this lecture, we are going to see the India story of Smart City, an urban renewal and retrofitting program by the Government of India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision. So the contents are introduction, in that what is the smart city mission of India, then objective of it, smart solutions for it, convergence with other government schemes, then about the smart cities such as what is smart city, features of smart city, strategies for the smart city, then about the finance, that is financing of smart cities, how it is done, what is the funding criteria, then what is the financial support from the government of India, then the selection process such as timeline of selection process, stage 1 of selection, stage 2 of selection, and handholding support. So in the introduction of smart cities in India, we are going to see what is the smart city mission, objective, then its smart solutions, convergence with other government schemes, and the handholding support. So first we will see what is the smart city mission. Smart City Mission is an urban renewal and retrofitting program by the Government of India with a mission to develop 100 cities all over the country, making them citizen friendly and sustainable. So here urban renewal means to renew or develop the things which are already in the urban areas, and retrofitting is the development of new things or recreation of the new things which were not available already. The Union Ministry of Urban Development is responsible for implementing the mission in collaboration with the state governments of the respective cities. The Government of India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi has a vision of developing 100 smart cities as satellite towns of larger cities and by modernizing the existing mid-sized cities. The 100 potential smart cities were nominated by all the states and union territories based on stage 1 criteria, prepared smart city plans which were evaluated in stage 2 of the competition for prioritizing cities for financing by the government. In the first round of this stage, 20 top scorers were chosen for financing during 2015-16. The remaining will be asked to make up the deficiencies identified by the Apex Committee in the Ministry of Urban Development for participation in the next two rounds of competition. 40 cities will be selected for financing during the next rounds of competition. Objective: to promote the cities that provide core infrastructure and give a decent quality of life to its citizens, a clean and sustainable environment, and application of smart solutions. The focus is on sustainable and inclusive development, and the idea is to look at compact areas, create a replicable model which will act like a lighthouse to other aspiring cities. It is meant to set examples that can be replicated both within and outside the smart city, catalyzing the creation of similar smart cities in various regions and parts of the country. The purpose of Smart Cities mission is to drive economic growth, and improve the quality of life of people by enabling local area development and harnessing technology, especially technology that leads to the smart outcomes. So here are the smart solutions for the development of smart city, that is e-governance and citizen services, waste management, water management, energy management, urban mobility and others. It includes the first category, that is e-governance and citizen services, includes public information, grievance redressal, electronic service delivery, citizen engagement, citizens as cities eyes and ears, video crime monitoring through CCTVs. Then waste management includes waste to energy and fuel, waste to compost, wastewater to be treated, recycling and reduction of C&D waste. Water management, smart meters and management, leakage identification, preventive maintenance, water quality monitoring. Then energy management, smart meters and management, renewable sources of energy, energy efficient and green buildings. Then urban mobility includes smart parking, intelligent traffic management, integrated multimodal transport, which will help for the smooth traffic and parking facilities. The other solutions are telemedicine, teleeducation, incubation or trade facilitation centers and skill development centers. Convergence of this with other government schemes. Comprehensive development occurs in areas by integrating the physical, institutional, social and economic infrastructure. There is a strong complementarity between the Atal mission for rejuvenation of urban transformation, in short AMRUT, and Smart Cities mission in achieving urban transformation. So the two approaches having the difference, that is the first approach is Amrut, it is the project based approach, and Smart Cities mission is the area based strategy. Great benefit can be derived by seeking convergence of other central and state government programs and schemes with the Smart Cities mission. At the planning stage itself, cities must seek convergence with the CSP, with Amrut, Swachh Bharat Mission, National Heritage City Development and Augmentation, Digital India, skill development, etc. So all these plannings are essential, go hand in hand with the smart city planning. So let us see about the smart cities, that is what is smart city, features of the smart city, strategies and challenges for the smart city. The conceptualization of smart city varies from city to city and country to country depending on the level of development, willingness to change and reform, resources and aspirations of the city residents. In the imagination of any city dweller in India, the picture of a smart city contains a wish list of infrastructure and services that describe his or her level of aspiration. To provide for the aspirations and needs of the citizens, urban planners ideally aim for developing the entire urban ecosystem, which is represented by the four pillars of comprehensive development, and these four pillars are institutional, physical, social and economic infrastructure. The core infrastructure elements for the smart city are adequate water supply, assured electricity supply, sanitation including the solid waste management, efficient urban mobility and public transport, affordable housing, especially for the poor, robust IT connectivity and digitization, good governance, especially e-governance and citizen participation, then sustainable environment, safety and security of citizens such as women, children and the elderly people. Next is health and education. Features of the smart city. Promoting the mixed land use in the area-based developments, housing and inclusiveness to expand housing opportunities for all, creating the walkable localities so as the traveling time will be less, preserving and developing open spaces for the good environment, then promoting a variety of transport options to reduce the traffic, okay, then making governance citizen friendly and cost effective, giving an identity to the city, applying smart solutions to the infrastructure and services in area based development. Then strategies. So there are four strategies for the smart city development. Retrofitting, that is planning in an existing built up area to achieve smart city objectives. Redevelopment, that is replacement of the existing built up environment. Pan city, it envisages application of selected smart solutions to the existing city-wide infrastructure. Greenfield development, that is the development in vacant areas using innovative planning and land pooling. Next and most important thing is finance. Financing of the smart cities. The smart city mission will be operated as a centrally sponsored scheme CSS. A total of 980 billion has been approved by the Indian cabinet for development of 100 smart cities and rejuvenation of 500 other cities. For smart city mission on an outlay of Indian rupees 48,000 crore over 5 years. For the Atal mission of rejuvenation of urban transformation, that is Amrut, a total funding of 500 billion has been approved by the cabinet. In the 2014 Union Budget of India, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley allocated 70.16 billion for the 100 smart cities. It is estimated that INR 7 lakh crore will be required to build smart cities for the next 20 years. The project cost of each smart city proposal will vary depending on the level of ambition, model and capacity to execute and repay. A number of state governments have successfully set up financial intermediaries such as Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Orissa, Punjab, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh and Bihar. Selected cities will receive rupees 100 crores each year over 5 years. Each potential smart city will be given an advance of rupees 2 crore for preparation of smart city proposal. The remaining money has to come from the states, urban bodies and consortium that they form with corporate entities. Also, 10% of the budget allocation will be given to the states or union territories as incentive based on achievement of reforms during the previous year. Then funding criteria. Significant funding requirement as development done from scratch. All aspects of development such as power, water, solid waste management need to be addressed. Typically, funds raised through the sale of land, commercial, residential space. Focus on leveraging technology solutions to deliver citizen services such as water supply, solid waste management, etc. Then the most important thing is financial support from the government. So central government allocation is like this. Initial investment of 5,000 crore rupees for the selected cities to prepare city development plan. Allocation of funds provided by the center, in that 60% is for the infrastructure, 10% is for the e-governance initiatives, and rest will be equity distribution for building the townships along with the private developers. Each state will form a special purpose vehicle for smart city financing. Viability gap funding, that is VGF. VGF up to 90% reduction in project cost for cities in the hilly areas and 40% reduction in project cost for cities on the plains. National Investment and Infrastructure Fund. Funding for smart cities to be supported by 20K NIIF fund. NIIF funds will be secured from PSU dividends and the central governments. Then selection process for the smart city. So first we will see what are the challenges in the selection process, then what is the stage 1, what is the stage 2 of selection. So here are some steps for the selection of a city. The first step, letter to all state governments to shortlist potential smart cities based on stage 1 criteria according to number of smart cities distributed across states and union territories by the MOUD. This is the first stage of intrastate competition. Okay, so in the first stage, intrastate, that is the competition in between the states will be occurred, and in that the letter will be given to the all government agencies to shortlist from various states and union territories which cities are capable to transform as the smart city. Then, on the basis of response from the states and union territories, the list of potential 100 smart cities will be announced or is announced. The second stage of All India competition begins here. Each potential smart city prepares its proposal assisted by the consultant and hand-holding external agency. There are various agencies such as World Bank, ADB, GEF, USTDA, GICA, DFID, AFD, KFW, UN Habitat, etc. Okay, so whatever are the cities selected from the first stage will be called as potential smart cities, and they will prepare the proposal in assistance with the consultant. By stipulated date, stage 2 proposals submitted, then evaluation by panel of experts. Selected cities declared around 1 smart cities. Then the selected cities set up SPV and start implementation of their SCP, preparation of DPRs, tenders, etc. And other cities, that is the remaining cities, prepare to improve their proposal by the next round of the challenge. Stage 1. The state or union territory begins shortlist the potential smart cities on the basis of conditions, precedent and scoring criteria. It will be intrastate competition. The precedent conditions have to be made by the potential cities in order to succeed in the first round of competition. The highest scoring potential smart cities will be shortlisted and recommended to participate in stage 2 of the challenge. The cities emerging successful in the first round of the competition will be sent by the state or union territory as the recommended shortlist of smart cities to MOUD. So here are the number of cities allocated to the states in the descending order. For Uttar Pradesh, 13 cities, Tamil Nadu 12, Maharashtra 10, Madhya Pradesh 7, Gujarat 6, Karnataka 6, Rajasthan 4, West Bengal 4, Andhra Pradesh 3, Bihar 3, Punjab 3, Chhattisgarh 2, Haryana 2, Odisha 2, Telangana 2, ENN Islands 1, Arunachal Pradesh 1, Assam 1, Chandigarh 1, Diu and Daman 1, Delhi 1, Goa 1. Other states having one city each are Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Jharkhand, Kerala, etc. Stage 2. In stage 2, each of the potential 100 smart cities prepare their proposals, that is SCPs for SCPs are the smart city proposals for participation in the city challenge. This is a crucial stage as each city's smart city proposal is expected to contain the model chosen, that is whether it is retrofitting or redevelopment or greenfield development or mix thereof, and additionally include a pan city dimension with the smart solutions required for the particular city. An evaluation criteria for the SCPs has been worked out by MOUD based on professional advice, and this should act as guidance to the cities for preparing their proposal. The SCPs will be submitted to the MOUD for all these 100 cities by the stipulated date. The SCPs will then be evaluated by a committee involving a panel of national and international experts, organizations, and institutions. The winners of the first round of challenge will be announced by the MOUD. Thereafter, winning cities start taking action on making their cities smart. Other cities start work on improving their SCPs for consideration in the second round. Depending on the nature of SCPs and outcomes of the first round of the challenge, the MOUD may decide to provide hand-holding assistance to the potential smart cities to upgrade their proposals before starting the second round. Hand-holding support. It is realized that the task of preparing the smart city proposals is quite challenging and states ULBs will require assistance of experts. There are two ways of obtaining technical assistance support. First is from consulting firms. The Ministry of Urban Development will technically qualify a panel of consulting firms, and the states or union territories are at liberty to draw upon this panel. Second is handholding agencies. During the preparation of Smart Cities mission, a number of foreign governments have offered to provide technical assistance support. This includes World Bank, ADB, GICA, USTDA, AFD, KFW, UN Habitat, etc. So this is about the India story of smart city, that is which factors are involved in the development of smart city in India. In the next lecture we will see one case study of Indian smart city.